And literally, instead of being an asset, she was becoming a liability by being there and being a distraction. So I told her, I am not going to take you across town wasting my time because you want to just sit here and goof around. I said, if you do that, you might as well just be up in the stands. And then even furthermore, don't even show up to the game if you're going to be there and just goof around. You're not helping the team out whatsoever. You're not a cheerleader. And I explained to her that when you're a player and you get hurt, you're off to the side. I don't care how much you're cheering for everybody. The team doesn't even see you really as a part of that team because you're injured. You're not being able to do anything. So that was the first thing that I talked to her about. And the other thing, as far as what are you doing in your time? I said, these players have no idea what you're doing with me as far as training. So what you want to make sure is that when you get back on the court, you're in shape, your skill level is still high, so that they know that when you were out of sight on your own, when nobody was watching, that you were getting your grind on. Does that make sense? Because people are so amazed when you're not in their presence and all of a sudden you come back with something new and different. They're going, oh my God, what you been doing? I was grinding on my own, which is where most people get better, which is what I shared with my daughter. I said, you don't get better just from the 1 hour, 2 hours of practice that you have with the team. You get better on the time on your own, either looking at film, perfecting your shot, doing a whole bunch of other things on your own. So that when you are back with the team, you're bringing these other skills that you are working on. So again, that's what I stress with her, is that if you're going to be at the games, be engaged. Even though you're not on the court, you're really on your own. So bring something to the table. Bring some coaching, or just be engaged in the game and not be a distraction. Now, with that said, where I used myself as example was when I committed my felony and I took what I called my vacation from society. Nobody knew what I was doing. For the 4 years that I was incarcerated, nobody knew what I was doing. Nobody knew that I was taking college courses, specifically some business classes. Nobody knew that I was taking counseling classes. Nobody knew that I was reading voraciously everything that I could get my hand on. Nobody knew that as I was reading, each time that I came across a word that I did not know, I would stop reading, grab a dictionary, look up the word, put it into a sentence, and then get back to reading the rest of the book, which increased my vocabulary by leaps and bounds. I couldn't even tell you. I'll share with you this one story. When I was in college, I was taking 2 classes. I was taking an intro to African American. No, not intro to African American, but it was African American history, 1865 to the present, basically from the time slavery ended up until now. And the other class was called social theory, which was a class that talked about the greats in sociological theory, and basically a documentary or biography of why they, or where they are in their lives, which actually will tell you why they wrote on the particular topics that they wrote about, because you knew a lot about their background. Now, reason why I use those 2 classes is because those 2 professors at two separate times pulled me in their office and said nearly the same thing. They were basically almost word for word said, Mr. Hamilton, I love it when you come in our class. I love it when you participate in our discussions. But I've noticed something. I noticed that you never have the class